Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Gina again, and this is number 37 of the Abstract Mixed Media series that I am currently doing. Today I'm starting off with excess paint once again. I have green, pink, black, white, and I'm trying to get rid of the paint because I don't want it to stay and dry up and So I'm just applying it haphazardly on the page. When I started applying it, it occurred to me that maybe I could continue in those same strokes. So I'm making a series of, it's not L, the upside down L, an upside down L. Yeah. And I'm just applying those colors, trying not to let it blend too much so that you could see, at least you can see each color. And and even the white. And I don't want too much blending, so I don't mind the stark this when you cut from one color to the next. It's okay. Before I started this, I thought that maybe I wanted to use a stencil. So I used a Manila Folder and I just drew this pattern on it and then I cut it out with the scissors. And so now I'm trying to work out exactly how I'm going to use it on the page. If I'm going to use all the pieces that I cut out, or just some, or which parts of it, and which directions. I thought this looked really good, but at the time I didn't like it, and I decided on this. So I'm going to go in with using my makeup sponge, and I'm really rubbing it in. I'm rubbing in the paint to get my stencil on my page, but I'm trying not to cover all the areas. So I'm just doing a little way around the shape of my stencil. I'm not covering the whole outside of the stencil. And I like how that looks. I gave myself a little thumbs up. And I'm trying to decide how to put this other piece. I really liked how it looked horizontally, but I still went vertical. But it's cool. My sponge was a bit hard, so I'm just cutting off the tip and going to use the rest of it. For this side, I decided to use white instead of the black. So it'll have, I was hoping it would have a nice contrast. So again, I'm not covering the entire area outside of my stencil, just a little way away from the edge of the stencil. On the left side of it though, I thought to bring out more of a contrast, I would do the entire left side, which wasn't much of the page. But I wanted to show a really stark contrast. And because I'm using the white acrylic paint, but I found it was too light, so I went over it, I think about maybe 3 or 4 times. I dried it, the layer, then I went over it again, then I dried it, and then I went over it again to make sure that it was white. And here is the final product. I couldn't wait to lift it off to see how it looked. So I thought that was kind of cool. The spaces in the middle is kind of strange for me, but I thought, that's okay. I could think of something. So those areas where I felt wasn't white enough, I'm just going over them with a brush, trying to be gentle and take my time not to make too many mistakes, because I'm trying to keep the shape as much as possible. Yet, I don't want it perfect. Otherwise, I clearly would not have done it this way. Now I'm just trying to neaten up those black lines. As I said, it doesn't have to be super perfect and super straight, but I'm just trying to neaten up the lines a bit. And while I was doing that, I thought how cool it would be if they both extended into each other, so it will help it connect. So what I'm doing now is extending the black into the white section just by one thin line. I'm using the same Manila Folder, the card, as my ruler because I couldn't find anything else at the time. And I'm just extending the black going into the white section. And I thought, yeah, just a very tiny bit of connectivity there. I didn't want it to be huge, thick lines. And then I'm going to extend the white into the black. I'm using the white POSCA marker to do this one because I didn't trust myself to use the white paint on my brush. I felt it would have been very messy. And while I was doing this, I was thinking how connected we all are in some small way. Sometimes it's just by a really thin line, relatively speaking, that we're all connected as well. I don't know if you could relate, but that's how I feel, that we all are connected. We have been connected, whether it's through experiences, through different emotions, even if we don't realize that we are connected or we're going to connect further down the road, and yet we're still separate. So that's what I like about this page. They're all separate yet connected by, very slimly. They're still connected. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but anyway, thank you again for watching. I tried to keep it short, and I will see you in the next video. I look forward to your comments as always. Bye everyone.